There are over 100 games on Apple Arcade, and unfortunately, many amazing titles from this service are bound to go under the radar. I went out on a mission to find some of the most underrated games on the platform, and I've put together a top 10 Apple Arcade gems that you shouldn't skip over. Also, I'm sorry, I think I'm a little bit unwell today, so I sound a bit like Snape and Gollum mixed together. Starting at number 10, we have Painty Mob. Developed by Flea Punk and published to Apple Arcade by Devolver Digital, this is Painty Mob. It's a really random survival game that basically just throws you into the gameplay without much guidance. You have to last through as many stages as you can, and to defend yourself you will collect paint, which allows you to explode. The more you play, the more you unlock, such as playable characters, companions, items, equipment, and special abilities. All of this is unlocked through coins, which you can collect in these stages. Painty Mob's controls are really well translated between the touchscreen, Apple TV remote, or a keyboard on Mac. It's not the most fleshed out game, but it's a good one to pick up and play for a few moments of action fun. Number 9 is Speed Demons. Everyone is talking about Sonic Racing on Apple Arcade, but I hardly hear a whisper about Speed Demons by Radian Games. It's a really challenging arcade racing simulator featuring 8 gameplay modes, tons of vehicles to drive and tune, and procedurally generated highways. The game's color palette is really cool, where only the key things in the scene have color. This ensures that the gameplay isn't too overwhelming, and you don't lose your car amongst all the traffic. The founder of Radian Games, Luke Schneider, recently talked about releasing Speed Demons on Apple Arcade, and I quote, "Being a part of Apple Arcade is both exhilarating and terrifying. The number of super high quality games is off the charts. Speed Demons is in the company of some amazing games, and I feel very fortunate to be a part of the Apple Arcade launch. Also, you can play this game in landscape mode by changing the setting on the main menu."
Goal in Speed Demons is to have a variety of vehicles. Each one should feel somewhat unique. There is no perfect tuning for each car. It's more of a feel and finding the gap and finding different combinations of how each vehicle works together.
Number 8, we have Discolored. In Discolored, the world is lacking color, and it's up to players to work out how to bring it back. It all takes place across desolate locations that is filled with puzzles to solve. It's quite a high-end game, and it's surprising that it can run on some older devices, like an iPhone SE or an iPad Air 2. Thankfully, there is a graphic option if you'd like to lower the settings. It has been met with some mixed reviews. Some love the vibe of the world and exploration, while others find it a little boring or pointless. Discolored is not going to be for everyone. You have to enjoy solving puzzles and exploring. If you like Manifold Garden or something like the Room games, you should give it a go. It has been developed by Jason Godby and has been worked on for over 2 years. Shifty Eye helped with publishing it to Apple Arcade. Number 7 is Explottens. Do you know what this game reminds me of? Mini Squadron, a game released on iOS back in 2009. What a classic. Explottens is similar, but also provides a more fleshed out experience. It's a shoot 'em up, where you go into levels and battle different enemies and try to complete objectives. You can also upgrade your character with a laser, a rocket launcher, flamethrower, and so on. The graphics present a 2D art style, and many may overlook the game because of this, but Explottens is a really big game and is worth your time. The developer We Are Play has also recently updated this game with a new added difficulty selection. Aim assist has been added for on-screen controls, D-pad lock and unlock is now added in settings, and a new sidekick. The developers also sent me a video sharing their thoughts on being a part of Apple Arcade.
And we're really excited to be a part of Apple Arcade. It's actually a pretty big deal for us, for actually all the indie studios who made it to Apple Arcade. We never expected such a huge number of downloads in the first week. We're really thankful to Apple Arcade.
Number 6, we have BattleSky, Brigade, Harpooner. Here we have a shoot-'em-up and fishing game brought to you by Battlebrew. Their previous title, BattleSky Tap Tap, was also released on iOS back in 2018. Battlebrew is a fairly new company, only founded in 2017, but all the staff have either worked amongst big successful gaming companies or on AAA titles. Now they have band together to work on quality mobile games. In their latest game for Apple Arcade, BattleSky Brigade Harpooner, you must help the character Pim and shoot him into the sky and try to travel for as long as you can. When you are defeated or reach the length of your reel, you'll be reeled back in, and you can collect what you shot open. It's kind of different to other coin collecting games, but it's really cool. BattleSky Brigade Harpooner is inspired by classic vertical shoot-'em-ups, but brings in modern gameplay elements and graphics. Number 5 is Spelldrifter. I'm so surprised that Spelldrifter has been ignored by many fans of strategy RPG. I understand that the start of the game is quite boring and simple, but once you finish the first prologue, you may discover something that you enjoy. Spelldrifter mixes a few genres here, from a tactical RPG to deck building and even some light puzzle solving from time to time. You'll pick a character from each mission, and when in-game, you'll use a card system for your abilities that require you to build a deck. Think of something similar to Hearthstone, I suppose, but with no microtransactions, obviously. Look, I don't consider it an award-winning game. The sound design needs some work, for example, but I think it has fantastic mechanics, and the graphics are top-notch and unique. Plus, does anyone else think that the main character here looks like Geralt from the Witcher game series, or is it just me? Number 4, we have Kings League 2. This is the follow-up game to Kuraki's 2013 iOS game Kings League Odyssey. It's a strategy simulation RPG that can be overlooked because of its, well, simplistic graphics, which can be compared to something seen in a gacha game. But don't be fooled, this is not a gacha game. It can't be. It's deep, tight, the story is engaging, and its gameplay has great replayability. You have to lead a team to victory through numerous levels. Before you go into battles though, you have the chance to recruit, train, and manage your fighters. There are over 30 different classes, each with unique traits. The game suffered from a few crashes, general bugs and balance issues at launch, and a few people decided to skip the game because of this. But the developer quickly put out a stability update, so it's worth checking out if you were disappointed at first. Also on iPhone and iPad, you have to enable controller support from the main menu. Number 3 is Dead End Job. I overlooked this game at first. The name is a little generic, and the images on the App Store gave me the impression it was aimed for children, but boy was I wrong. This game is for everyone to enjoy, young and old. Dead End Job is a twin-stick shooter where you play as a ghost, pest control cleaner. Tasked with tidying up office spaces filled with ghosts, Players will shoot at the ghosts until their health depletes, and then you have the opportunity to suck them into your vacuum in true classic Ghostbuster fashion. The game is inspired by hating your boring jobs, but also 90s cartoons and maybe those classic 1980s Ghostbuster games. In fact, the team said they grew up watching silly cartoons and their love for them spills over into the game. This can be seen from the titles and bright cartoon art style.
The artwork draws in a lot of people that usually find this kind of game really imposing. We've made this skill-based game still really accessible to new players. It's been really satisfying seeing people come in and enjoy playing what is a totally new type of gameplay for them.
Number 2, we have Murder Mystery Machine. This game released at the same time as Tangled Tower, another murder mystery game. So unfortunately, many people looked past this one. It tells the story of a politician who is murdered in his home. You join detectives Cassandra and Nate and will try to understand what the heck is going on and why this one murder is interconnected with a series of other crimes. The game takes you to numerous crime scenes. From here, you'll go around searching for clues, and when you think you have all the evidence, it's time to put all the clues together in your workspace menu and come up with an answer. Murder Mystery Machine is well written and has a great neo-noir style. Apparently, the team had help from professional film and TV writers to ensure that the story is engaging from start to finish. It's an episodic game, and the following episodes are still to come. Number 1, we have Jumper John. According to Esteban from Ogre Pixel, Jumper John was originally a platform prototype game, where you had to hit a goal in a certain amount of time. This eventually changed during the game's development period. Players could now reach new places, fight back with a spin attack, and a 30-second time gameplay mechanic was added. Once the game reaches 30 seconds, you die, buddy. This time idea was inspired by games like Minute or the classic title Half Minute Hero. Also, recently Jumper John was updated with a new game mode featuring no time limit. We have an improved jump and level design improvements too. There will be a total of 5 chapters in the future, with Chapter 2 set to arrive next January. Esteban shared his thoughts with me on Apple Arcade, saying, "For us, being a small indie studio is a great honor to be a part of the first 100 games on Apple Arcade. This is because this is a privileged position next to other great developers like Capcom, Konami or Sega." What Apple Arcade games do you think have gone under the radar? Let me know in the comments if you want me to make this a series so you can find other more gems. Leave a like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on future Apple Arcade videos. Anyway, thanks for watching.